can let go. Chuck up a 3, no need, we need 2. We play for fun, no need to keep score. We beat the heat, no need to be cool. And it's lovely. Got me pouring Paul free in the bubbly. Chop it up with Bubsy, it don't even bug me. It's all good if you're great and love me. We just wanna flow. We just wanna flow. Yeah, yeah. We just wanna flow, 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 flow. We just wanna flow. We just wanna flow. We just wanna flow. Yeah, you know the world's getting a little too hot. Yeah, I think we could all afford to cool down all summer. I'm floating downstream, baby, downstream. You know what I'm talking about? We just wanna flow. Come on. We just wanna flow. Come on, everybody flow. Come on. Yeah, yeah. We just wanna flow, flow. Come on. Flow, flow. Come on. Flow, flow. Come on. We just wanna flow. Come on. Yeah. We just wanna flow. Yeah. We gon' flow. Yeah. We gon' flow, 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 flow. We just wanna flow.
There's a buzz, buzz, buzz around me. Busy lips, busy spilling my tea. Yeah, they're so bitter, I've been dripping honey. Got me pop, pop, knocking my knees. When they trip, I land on my feet. They be talking, I'll be stacking money, money, money. Good, good, good killer bee. Yeah, she's a thriller queen. Pretty, please let it be. Dance with me, dance with me. Get down to work. Get down to work, down to work. Get down to work, down to work. Move, move, move your body. Be a full-time hottie. Move, move, move your body. Feel the buzz, buzz, kitchen on fire. Throw it back, are you feeling my vibe? Tick-tock, got the rhythm on time. Get it? Good, good, good killer bee. Yeah, she's a thriller queen. Pretty, please let it be. Dance with me, dance with me. Get down to work. Get down to work, down to work. Get down to work, down to work. Get down to work. Get down to work, down to work. Get down to work, down to work. Get down to work. Get down to work.
I've been doing great, living in my element. Way up like an elephant, smile on my face. Fresh peppermint, no hands when I'm pedaling. Dancing in the streets and jumping off the deep end. Run around and tell everyone. Every day's the weekend. Throw a party, sleeping. Shout it at the top of our lungs. We just wanna have fun.
Marketing is a mathematical equation, not an emotional decision. You see, the question is not if Facebook ads will work, it's when it works and how that looks for you. If it was easy, everybody would be running a 7-figure brand. But it isn't. It takes passionate leadership, smart operations, and powerful marketing to truly win. And with the right frameworks and mindset, anything is possible. You only fail when you decide to quit. When life gets tough, you get tougher. When the campaigns tank, you get wiser. When it feels like nothing is working, you push harder. And when you're winning, you remember that feeling. Strive for greatness. Don't settle for average results. Fight like your family, team, customers, and business depend on it, because they do. This is the E-Commerce Alley. Hey, welcome everybody. Good to see you. We are back in the studio. You know, last week, Dylan was at Disney, so I had to do a session on, we did optimizations, and I wasn't in the studio, and I had to do all the work. And so I will say, we had a really good attendance at that, and we had a really great degree of feedback for it. So I don't know if I need to do more stuff in my office and not as fancy, but you know, we're back to fancy. I actually have Maxwell. Maxwell has decided to beanbag chair join me here. I don't know if we have, do we have a shot on Maxwell or not really, Dylan? We need a Maxwell cam. Maybe a camera shot of Maxwell's perspective, but we have Maxwell.
Strap a GoPro on him for the live stream.
GoPro, yeah. Maxwell's just hanging down here. Hey, buddy, yeah. He likes to hang by Dad while we're in the studio. It's his thing. So he has a designated beanbag chair. Anyway, hey, good to have all of you here. We're gonna be reviewing websites today through the lens of how do we make more money? How do we make these higher converting? What are elements that could help with that? We've done this for a long time. We used to do a lot of web design. We don't do web design anymore, but we did for I think 7 years. Chris on our team could probably check me on that. And we just learned there are trends in websites that convert really well and ones that could use some help. And so what our goal is today is to look at, I think we have 5 queued up, to look at some websites, and I'm gonna look through the lens of conversion. And so before we dive into that though, I do want to just say, welcome. If this is your first time, I want you to drop a little 4-leaf clover emoji in the chat. I know St. Patty's Day is coming up-ish soon, so I figured we could drop that in. If you're new, drop that. If you're like, hey, I've been here before, been there, done that, drop like the fire emoji. Fire emoji. Just so I kind of know who's hanging out for the first time.
If you're new, fire emoji if you're coming back again. So rock and roll. I see some familiar faces. I know Cassie, Carrie's hanging out with us, Terry, some of the veterans that have been around. Mark, Damon, Katie, Chelsea, Love, rock and roll, Matthew, Ryan. So very cool. Many of you joining us back. And John Morell's first time. We got 4-leaf clovers. So super good to have you, John. Thanks for tuning in with us. Jonathan, AI.
You have to put 1 fire for every time you have attended. So some of you should have like 38 fires in here. Well, hey, we're grateful for you guys. We're excited to see you. Just a little shout out to an episode that is releasing on Monday on the E-Commerce Alley podcast. If you don't listen to it, you need to check it out. It's actually on blacklisting horrible people from your database and your customers. So some of you may have customers that you deal with that you're like, I never want you to buy from me again. Or how do we get you out of our ecosystem? How do we protect the brand and protect the culture of our team and our service side of the team that gets annihilated by these a-holes all the time? Well, we have an episode for you and it's dropping on Monday. Don't miss out on it. It is a really, really good episode. We're gonna show you a system that I could not find anything on how to build this out in a company because nobody talks about it. So we built it out and I am excited to share all of that with you. So anyway, there's a process behind it and there's some things that you may not have known that you can do, like blocking them from ever being able to use their card or email to complete a purchase with you, some unique things. Anyway, definitely check that out. Less a-holes, more A-players, am I right? All right, great. So we're gonna drop.
I like that, that's good.
We're gonna drop, it's the only episode I've ever sworn in, by the way, so.
You're in for a real treat.
You're in for a real treat. It's a good episode.
Can we bleep it out for Mom too, by the way?
Can we bleep it out? Yeah. Can we bleep it out for the kids?
In case Mom listens to it later on.
Okay, so just to paint the picture here really quickly, there are plenty of you that submit websites. We do these every 5 to 6 weeks, I think is our average. I think we did this 5 weeks ago. So it's every 5 to 6 weeks is kind of the cadence right now. We review websites, we look at some product pages, we look at some home pages, we kind of analyze them on a couple different spectrums. And so I know there are a lot of submissions. We don't do the same one twice. So like because we always want to give other people the opportunity to have it reviewed. And so our team goes in and we grab 5 that are kind of different and we pull them all together. So if yours wasn't selected, hey, it doesn't mean we don't love you, that we don't want to review your website. We just don't have enough time to review all of the websites that are submitted each week. So we're gonna cover 5 here, and the 5 we're gonna cover the product page, and if I say this incorrectly, like if I mispronounce this, don't yell at me too hard here. We're gonna look at the product page for Hair True vitamins. We're gonna look at the product page for sweetswinging.com. We're gonna look at the homepage for One Blissful Shopping, and then Murillo merchandise. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. And then we have Spice Cure. So these are the 5 pages that we're going to be looking at. And I know some of you may drop your link in and want me to review it live right now. These are kind of pre-put in this list for me in advance. So if it's not on here, we're not gonna review it today, but that doesn't mean leave. That doesn't mean leave, because as we go through these, what we're just covering are frameworks, and these frameworks apply for any business. So kind of treat it like a buffet. Some of these things we'll cover might apply to you and some might not apply, just kind of based on the products and what your business actually is. So that said, if we're ready to get to it, we're gonna talk about the website grading scale. Go ahead and drop grading scale in the chat, because I need to make sure we're good to go, and then I'm gonna dive in. And what we're gonna cover, we're gonna talk about how the lens in which we view things, and then we're gonna apply this lens to each of these pages that we review. So if we're good to like dive in, and Josh can stop like monologuing, type grading scale in the chat. And also, what we'll do is, if you type grading scale in the chat, we're gonna send you what's called our website grading scale fixes at the end of this. So we have these things right here called website grading scale fixes. So when we review a website, we look at 3 different levels: messaging, path to purchase, and branding. And we're gonna send this over to you once we're done. I'll have Andrew send this over if you don't have this already.
You have plenty of grading scales.
Good.
Ready to rock and
grading
roll.
scale, back to grade school. Hey, we're gonna give ourselves
Here's your grade
score
card.
here. This is a grade card, essentially, right?
If it's not all A's, you're getting grounded.
Yeah. You are not gonna see your friends for the next 2 weeks.
2 weeks, young man. Do
So
you
help
understand?
me. Okay, so when we look at things, we look at what we call the website grading scale. Now, this is very, very simple. We look at messaging clarity, path to purchase, and branding on a scale of 1 to 10. Now, the number that you give these is up to you. You kind of pick the number in here, but the idea is it's just a concept and a lens of viewing your website, like saying, hey, how is my messaging clarity? Is it clear what I'm selling? Do people know what I'm selling, who would probably buy it, how to take action, and is it a clear communication of that from a clarity standpoint? The next thing is path to purchase. This is often more the technical side of it. And then we have branding, which speaks to like the colors, the typographies, the fonts. Is the branding all in alignment here? Because when you piece this all together, you get a really cohesive website that people understand, that is easy to navigate, it's easy to buy from, and it builds this picture in their mind about what your brand is and who you are. And so we kind of look at all 3 of these. And as we look through these, there are a few what we call the grading scale fixes. So pretty much a grading scale fix, let me kind of zoom in here a little bit, is what you could work on your website and what we believe the impact of it is, and then some notes that kind of describe it on the right-hand side here that describe it further. Now, for time's sake, I'm not gonna go through every single one of these and check mark every website against this. I'm gonna try to pick out a couple things we might be able to do on each website and then come back and kind of reference that for you here. So for example, clarifying the featured image on the homepage, right above the fold. Sometimes you might use an image that is kind of confusing. It's not very clear as to what it is or what you sell yet. It's just an image that you kind of like. Maybe it's a lifestyle image, but we don't know what's being sold within it. And so this is a high impact thing that you can come back and say, hey, maybe I can clarify on my homepage above the fold that image, if that makes sense. So we have messaging fixes, then we have path to purchase fixes. This is like easily accessible cart, double check. There are processing errors that happen. Sometimes you install an app and then like the cart drawer doesn't pop out, or maybe the chatbot you add in there blocks the checkout button inside the cart drawer that pops out. Like we've seen so many technical errors, buttons overlapping, things like that. Maybe you don't offer payment options and you have a little bit higher ticket product. Well, that's something to start to consider because it removes the friction in their path to purchasing from you. And then finally, we have branding fixes, which are like, hey, make sure it's readable. Consider the colors on the background. How are the colors on the background? How's the contrast of things? Do we have reviews? Because reviews speaks to the likelihood of them being satisfied. Because when they look at your product page, if you have like 0 reviews, well, the confidence goes down a lot. But if they look at your product page and you have a 4.9 star average out of 28 million reviews, well, it probably increases the likelihood of achieving their desired outcome, and their confidence level just kind of like goes up here. And so I'm gonna look through 5 websites. We're gonna put 7 minutes on the clock for each website. And as soon as we open a website, here's what I want everybody to do. I want you to focus on the messaging and your thoughts on the above the fold of the page. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna load a page and I want everybody to drop on a scale of 1 to 10 what you would rate that above the fold, that section before I scroll on the page. What would you rate it in terms of messaging and clarity and knowing what's being sold and how to take action? What would you actually rate that above the fold area? So we're all gonna do this together, we're all gonna grade it, and we're all gonna be super duper honest. That cool with you, Jake?
That's cool.
All
Let's
right.
rock and roll.
Great.
This is what it takes, when you put your website up here, there's some vulnerability there when you just have a bunch of strangers giving you grades on stuff. So again, thanks for those that did submit. We're able to check it out. But yeah, let's do it.
Cool. Well, and the good thing is, it's honest. Like these are people that have
who
never
do not
seen
know
your
your
product.
brand. Yeah.
They don't know who you are.
Yeah.
They're somewhere else in the world, and they have there's no consequence of them being brutally honest with you. So that's the good thing about this, right? So you get some real vulnerable feedback. So we're gonna kind of open up here. We're gonna do a product page on Hair True Vitamins. So on the count of 3, we're gonna start the 7-minute countdown clock. Dylan was gonna give me the 1-minute warning, just so I know when to get ready to shut up, and then we're all gonna rate this. Ready? 3, 2, 1. All right, Hair True. What do we give this, everyone? Scale of 1 to 10 on the clarity of this. We know it's being sold. Is it confusing to you? Does it make sense?
I feel like it's always different too when we're doing homepage versus product pages, because
product page is gonna be a little higher.
Should be a little more clear on what's actually happening and what's being sold. So rock and roll.
But sometimes you want to look at like, well, why would this help me? Mm-hmm. That's another thing that you always got to ask too. And sometimes you don't see that.
Out of the gates, we have some differences coming in because we had a 10 come in from Meal and Mate, but also some 5s coming from John and Annabelle. We have a 7, an 8, a 10, a 6, another 8. Chelsea put a 5. So interesting. Overall, I would say we're probably averaging 8.
Okay, I'm gonna be right up there. I mean, I don't always give 10s because there's always room to kind of grow, right? But like, if I'm looking above the fold here, this is pretty clear to me. Like this looked, the colors really draw attention. 20 active ingredient, Hair True, the title of it, very clear. 1 month supply, Hair True vitamins for hair growth. Now, I like to have a little bitty description here for the most part, where it's like 1 or 2 sentences. Like I'll go down and take like a little piece like this and move this above the fold, but sometimes it's not necessary. Like when I look at this, vitamins for hair growth, that's pretty precise to me. Like that's kind of saying exactly what it is. So in that case, I'm actually okay with not having that description there. Looking at this right out of the gates, looking at the media elements here, the color really pops. It contrasts way better than this would have. Like this right here is just very sterile to me. If it was this as the core photo, to me this looks like a medical site, which their products definitely help with stuff like that, but it doesn't have the feeling. Like when you look at this, how you feel when you see these blues and these pinks all in branding. The branding on this is actually really, really solid. We have some reviews. They're above the fold. Fantastic. I would question the interest payments, I don't know. And I would ask this question, like, do most people arrive and do they buy a lot of this at once? If so, then yeah, keep the interest installments in there. But if you find that barely anybody is taking interest-free installments, I'm just gonna remove the friction there. Something I really like going on up here is the free shipping on US orders above 59, boom, free shipping threshold clarified. That is actually in here. Clarify your free shipping threshold in the sticky banner or even in the cart. So that's fantastic. Everything is above the fold. The add to cart is above the fold. You have the one time and you have the subscribe, especially for supplements. This is fantastic. You have the facts, the supplement facts right here, or if you're doing another food and nutrition label. And then I really enjoy how you then were able to collage your customers in here in one piece to show different types of customers that would buy. That was a really smart play versus showing like a big scrolling carousel of tons of different types of customers. This is really solid right here above the fold. Let's scroll down a little bit. Let's scroll down. Okay, so here's your vitamins for hair growth. Feed your hair with the nutrients it needs to be healthier, look fuller, and become stronger. Okay, this is great. Call out attentions, hair and scalp health, vegan friendly, USA. So this is kind of calling out those unique selling points. This is wonderful. We've toggled some deeper stuff. I feel like you guys have the grading, you've actually gone through this before. This is really good. So like, considering toggling different elements within the page. Let me kind of find the example in here. Call to action, highlighted. No, that's not what I'm saying. Where's my toggle? Oh, here we go. Tuck product specifications into tabs versus a big description. That's basically what's being done here. If you have products and you go to your product page and you're like, hey, I just vomited like 10 paragraphs of text that cover our shipping policy, our product ingredients, FAQs, how it works, what it is, all of that, it's too much. So toggling it like this is a great way for people to quickly ask the question, what am I looking for? And then finding it right here. So fantastic job with this, guys. We have the reviews down here. This is wonderful. I like that you're actually responding to them. A lot of people don't respond to reviews, so this is great that you're responding to this. Now, if I look for some area for improvement, and this is kind of hard sometimes when you have like product pages are a little easier, but they're also, this is a good looking page for sure. Let's add to cart. Okay, so what I would consider is having so it looks like this one goes straight to checkout. I'm gonna consider having a cart pop-out drawer that's gonna actually slide out on the screen so that way you have this opportunity to maybe get them to add additional products. And I'm not sure, to be honest, if there are other products or not. Yeah, so you have these other opportunities for some upsells. And I wanna show you something that would actually be good to model here is if you go to Magic Spoon, I'm just gonna add these. This is all fresh because we just filmed. There's a YouTube video dropping on this soon. If you go into Magic Spoon, check this out. If I go to a 6-pack and I don't subscribe, watch this. I'm gonna hit add to cart. What do you know? Make it a subscription and save, get 25% off. So VIP access, skip or cancel anytime. So it pushes people to the subscription. I'm gonna say no thanks. But look at this. So like in here, let me exit out of some of these. You'll see it has other options in here in this cart pop-out drawer. So I can continue shopping. That's the key here, like to let people continue shopping. If we force them down the path of the checkout, you're gonna notice your AOV drops.
1 minute remaining.
It becomes a one product purchase. If you don't have a cart pop-out drawer, that's something that we really notice frequently. So one of those fixes I would do in here is consider a pop-out cart drawer here instead and offer some upsells that are gonna allow you to maybe even there's some apps you can add that would allow you to say, hey, if you buy $50 worth, you'll also get the free brush with it and start to incentivize like free gift with purchase and show them how far away they are from getting free shipping. That's gonna increase your AOV because they only have to buy 2 to get free shipping. So why not encourage them to buy 2 to get that? So that's one thing I would do. And I know I don't have a whole lot of time here. Let me go back. Okay, so that kind of forced me down. Another thing, because this is high quality, is I might do some call outs on this page where, let's see if you have any on the homepage. Yeah, like this right here. Just take this call out right here and put this call out on the product page. All right, there you go, that's time. I'm gonna do some call outs on here. Which, by the way, This
thing I want to mention too, it's funny, I think we have some comments and someone John actually even changed his answer. I think when we do the cast, I don't know if you have a warm filter on your computer, it makes everything a little bit warmer when we do that. And so it's not the truistic colors that we see sometimes on the live stream. So if you see that and you're like, wow, that's an ugly color for sure. So if they're translating a little bit differently there, just want to kind of call that out.
I mean, turn on. Does that help, Dylan? Not really. What if I turn on dark mode?
Yeah, something like it. Just if you're gonna make mention.
Okay.
But overall, yeah, I agree on 100%. Everything.
Yeah, the colors on my screen look great. So.
Arlen asks, what card app do we recommend if we have recommendation here?
I don't have a recommendation. Just go type in. If you look at like iCart Drawer, it's called iCart Drawer. A lot of our clients use that. That's not too bad. There are plenty of others though. There's one that. I don't want to get in the weeds here. There's some that I really enjoy that our clients we have. I'd have to ask them what they are. But yeah, just search something. Figure out what really works for you and what fits your theme and your aesthetic. All right, cool. Hey, everyone, hand emojis, raise the roof. Drop a hair emoji, actually. Like the hair emoji that's like this. That's like this. The hair emoji. I think it's like...
You make a great emoji.
I think there's one with like hair. Maybe that's nails. Maybe it's the hair clip.
I'm trying to find it. I don't know.
All right. Well, this just got awkward.
Cool.
All right.
Cool.
So let's go to the product page, and we're gonna throw another timer on here, and then everyone drop 1 to 10. How are you feeling about this? So we have Sweet Swinging right here, and I'm not gonna scroll. Now this is a collection page, so we're gonna start here, and then we're gonna kind of dive deeper into an actual product page. Scale of 1 to 10. What do we got? How do you feel about this?
While you're dropping your answer, I believe that was the last website was Sloan, and they're here. It's just thanks for the feedback, so rock and roll.
Yeah. Biggest thing, while I'm dropping the numbers for Sloan, I would say your homepage has some really good elements that call attention to like month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4, all of that good stuff. Well, guess what? People are also landing straight on the product page and they never go to your homepage to see that. So let's just pull those elements in and put those on the product page there. Just to have those call outs to those unique pieces.
Rock and roll. All right, well, Janae's giving this a solid 7. Looks like Galina's a 9. If I'm mispronouncing your name, please let me know. Looks like Scott is an 8. We have 7, 6, 8, 7. Chelsea's an 8.
Okay.
Rock and roll.
So not too bad, not too bad. These photos definitely help it. Of course, these are home pages are sometimes a little harder. So I'll say this is okay. I'm gonna give this probably like a 6 or a 7. If I'm looking at this, I see products here. But like the focus is on the price, not the product. So I'm gonna focus on the walnut bench swing, or the hickory, or the black buffalo check indoor. Make this the primary focus where instead of the price point, because then that point you're just asking people to say, judge me by the price. And so if we have, bench swing walnut and someone's looking for that, this is what I'm gonna draw attention to. I do like we clarify the free shipping threshold on orders over $125, under $125, $7 flat rate. All right, that's fair. It looks like most of these products are over, this isn't over 125, okay. These aren't too far over. I'm just looking at this. So I'm gonna keep consistency in the photos. So it looks like there's like some consistency, but then some of them are not. So like this one is now flipped the opposite direction. This one has, like if you looked at it, it had a little blanket thrown over. I think that's what that blanket is. This one looks a little bit different. This one looks slightly different. This one is facing head on. So I'm gonna say, what is the angle of the photo? So people can very quickly look at them, and then there's a congruency from like a branding perspective here. But these are really cool though. I'm gonna gather these are homemade. I'm gonna click into one of these. I think these are really neat. Let's have a gander here. Okay, so first things first, black buffalo check indoor. Yeah, I'm gonna minimize the price. I'm gonna focus, let the price be here, but then focus in on the actual naming of it a little bit. I'm gonna focus on the name of it. I love that you have all the options in here. Looks like it hops you to a different page though, whenever I click on these. Okay, so you have all of them in one. So I'm gonna ask the question, how can I get all of these to be one product, but these are all different variants? And there could be logistical reasons you don't do that. I'm trying to look in here to see if there's anything different in here. And the reason I would try to figure that out is because of this. You got 8 reviews there. You have 77 reviews here. You have 7 reviews here. But what if we had one that had 724 reviews? Now, the likelihood of enjoying this and the confidence score goes up dramatically. So if there was a way to keep these all in one logistically, I'm gonna really try to do that. Just a couple other thoughts here as I'm going through this. 30-day returns, I like how you call attention to this. This typography is very small. I'm gonna really increase the size of this. Typography. This is very small. I'm just gonna click through these real quick. And also in stock, as a note, anytime there's like an in stock, I always remove it, because if it's out of stock, just take it off the site, unless there's a reason to show this and have it not in stock. So I'm a fan of like cleaning up real estate, because what happens is now you notice my call to action is not above the fold. But if we can clean these up, it'll pull this call to action above the fold. And 50% of people, when we study heat maps, they do not scroll at all. So we want to really clarify that. Okay, so if we could do this, I would definitely keep it clarified there. Number of pillows, I love the options, braided, twisted vanilla. I'd be curious to know what braided white versus twisted vanilla is. I'm not quite sure. So here's what I would probably do. So this shows twisted in here. I would have like a, if this is twisted, have like a white background piece maybe. So you have the twisted here, great. So maybe have like a white background, and then, or a colored background that's like your brand color, and then have one piece of rope like going across it, and then have it listed like twisted, and then one says, and then another one to the next side that says braided. Because it's hard for me, looking at this, I would not have guessed that if I clicked on this, this would show me what a twisted rope looks like, and this would show me, and I don't even know if I see braided in here. So you might want to have a general photo you just use for all of them, so that everybody will just see, this is what braided's like, this is what twisted is like. Awesome. Cool, so I'm gonna scroll down here a little bit. Yeah, this is very, very small in here. And I see it's all left aligned here. I'm not sure what theme or page builder you're using. I'm gonna try to like pull this all over so it's all underneath this. Really pull that out.
1 minute
you
remaining.
Toggled some things here. This is, oh, I see, because this kind of scrolls with you. This scrolls with you. Pairs well with these. You might also like, throw you might also like down below. Like we want them to, you know, be interested in what we have now and see the proof, and then later, hey, you might also like this. So I'm gonna take need help. You might also like, throw those below customer reviews, because yeah, you have 674, that's awesome. I'm gonna throw those below customer reviews. Most people are gonna wanna hop to the customer reviews first. I do like this pairs well, because this is like automatically gonna bump your AOV. I would be curious to see what would happen if you focused on upselling these in the cart or later versus just putting this here. This page looks really good. I'm gonna add to cart. Let's see what happens here. Okay, this is a great pop-out drawer. Wonderful. This is good. So it shows you got free shipping on this order. We have some other things. I can add this to my cart. Yeah, this is a good looking cart pop-out. One thing I'm gonna just note here, the save $10 and the reviews overlap. This chat overlaps with checkout. Ask yourself the question, where are people clicking? Do they always need to see more reviews on the right side, or why don't we just show them the reviews on the page that they're on? How many people actually click and utilize the chat? Do they utilize it on the product pages, or do they utilize it in the cart or the checkout page? Do I need to have it on all pages? Because as you notice here, it's overlapping this a little bit. And if I was to go to final thing, and I know I'm at time here. If I go to mobile, now look at mobile. Mobile actually becomes a little bit more covered because the chat is now covering this, and now these are covering these. So just some things to think about as far as the layout goes that I might consider a little bit. All right.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, watch all the tabs or the added little tabs on the sides, and the discount pop-ups and the chats. Those usually start to intrude on the experience.
I think that was Donna and John Ooms submitted that. So we appreciate you guys. Thanks for
Yeah.
submitting.
Hey, great looking products. The website looks good. The cart was great too. That pop-out drawer was awesome.
And there are a few recommendations in the chat. And the same as always, if you can't, if you're watching the replay or anything like that, go through the chat. There's a lot of really great comments of people providing. Like Candy even recommended, hey, a bestseller tab is not a bad thing to consider as well, if that's something of benefit. So definitely go back through and check out some of the comments there.
Awesome.
All right.
All right. So now we have one blissful shopping. 3, 2, 1. Drop me your number. We're doing a homepage analysis here. Above the fold. What do you give it? Am I at 100%? Hold on, let me look at my views. My window here. I can't tell if I'm at 100% or not.
All right. While you're dropping that, we got a question too. How many do we have a recommendation as far as how many reviews are best to have on an average per product?
I mean, as close to 1 million reviews as possible.
I was going to say 2 million.
Yeah, so I undershot a little bit, yeah. Now, as many reviews as possible. We all have the phase of like, hey, we're starting our business. So like, you're gonna start it, everyone starts at 0 on a product, and then you have to kind of build up from there. So as many as possible, prioritize the process. If you have to incentivize people to leave a review and they get a coupon or they get something off, do it. We see that incentivizing reviews increases the amount of people that actually leave them. Really prioritize reviews.
Cool. All right. For this website, John is throwing out a 9, Chelsea with a 7, Michael with an 8. We have a 7, a 5. Let's see, Blakely Nicole put a 9. And we also have a 4 and a 6 and another 8. So these ones all over the place with this one.
All over the place. So this looks like, I'm gonna gather this is Shine On. Yep, so it looks like it's Shine On. So, and I could be, it might be something else, but looking at this, I'm gonna give this above the fold, probably like a 5 or a 6. It's very distracting to me. So like this video is really fast paced, right in my face. I see the name really briefly, almost, unless I watch it a couple times, I don't see what's going on right away. I see a lot of skin really quick. I see Maggie, I see Angela, but if that's not my name, I may not resonate as much with it. Maybe I don't care for like the name necklaces. Maybe I'm coming here to find a different type of product and that doesn't resonate with me. So if we go all in on that, it could, maybe work against you there. So I'm more of a fan of not having video above the fold. It used to be a thing for a while, and then now it's like, it can actually be very distracting unless it's done really, really right. So I would rather clarify this above the fold image on the homepage and maybe improve that a little bit. If I'm looking at the copy here, welcome to our store where custom gift is the new love language. It's kind of like, if you look on like clarity and cleverness, this is kind of like being a little like clever, right? And it's not super clear. So welcome to our store is the opening. Well, I'm already here, so you don't need to welcome me to the store. I'm already to the store, right? So where custom gift is the new love language, I don't necessarily know what that means. Like and I always like to play like the devil's advocate on an extreme standpoint. Like I love getting custom gifts for my wife, and I know she really likes furniture, so I wonder if I can get her like a custom chair, because that's a custom gift, and that's a love language for her. So like I'm giving the example of, I still don't know what's being sold. I have to imply it, I have to indirectly know that it's jewelry or a necklace, but I don't necessarily know, because if the store is one blissful shopping, it doesn't say jewelry in there. It doesn't say necklaces in there. So custom gift can mean a lot of things. And so if I'm looking at this, I'm gonna say, how do I really, really clarify this to say exactly what it is that I sell? I wonder if I could let me go to Mary's website. What does Mary have here? Okay, here we go. So Mary is Insider Max Profits Mentorship. Shout out Mary, just crossed her 1 year mark here. Custom jewelry. Personalized dog bone necklace. Dog moms everywhere obsessing with this necklace. See what the hype is about. So like, personalized dog bone necklace. And then I see the photo of the dog bone necklace. Okay, really clear like what's actually being, like it's really clear as to what it is. So I would just work on that a little bit. Up top, welcome to our store. This is prime real estate. We gotta use this for something. Our preference is to use it to clarify an offer or free shipping threshold. Most people expect free shipping. If you don't offer it, and let's say it's like $49 or more, clarify it. Or what'll happen is you'll notice a lot of added carts, and then they get to the checkout page and they realize the shipping isn't free, and then they bail. But if they would have known that it was $49, they would have added one more thing to their cart to get that free shipping threshold, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna clarify this a little bit up here. I'm also gonna look at your navigation here. So I'm gonna kind of dive into the website grading skill for like some navigation stuff. So with navigation, like less is more. Just because we have pages doesn't mean they have to see everything. So when I see main menu, I don't necessarily, so I click main menu. Well, this is kind of interesting. It looks like it sends me here. And then I have home. Most people know to click on the icon to go home. So we don't usually have a home tab for the most part. Main menu, I'm gonna clean that up. I'm not sure what that is. All products, let me hit the drop down. Men, wife, fiance, girlfriend. This is more like, instead of all products, these aren't products. This is actually shopping by who you're shopping for. So if it was all products, this would say like necklaces, bracelets, toe rings, I don't know, whatever else there might be. I'm just giving you an example. So all products, if I click on this, I still don't know what the products are. I just see men, wife, fiance, girlfriend. So it's kind of like there's not a lot of congruency to this. So it would probably be husband, wife, and then you have fiance and girlfriend. But what about boyfriend, right? So there's the counter that I'm kind of missing here. So a little bit of confusion, I would say. Let me click on special order. We are ready for your special order. Contact us. I'm not quite sure what the special order is, because I know if this is like a Shine On, I know a lot of stuff is custom already that you just place the order and you just put the name on it. So I'm not sure what this is, or special edition. If this is like if this is like accessories, maybe I would put this in here. These are like unique though, so they're kind of like out there. I mean, I'm gonna ask, and then I have contact here. So there's certain items that we call junk drawer items. The junk drawer is your footer. Everyone has a junk drawer in their house, and it has the stuff you need, but you don't go find the stuff unless you have to go looking for it, and then you go in the junk drawer. So like, contact us. Most people don't just come to your website who've never been here and then just decide to contact you. It's usually someone who's a customer, or they're revisiting before they buy. And you know what? They all know if I need to go to the junk drawer, I'm gonna scroll to the bottom. And this is where my FAQs are gonna be, the contact information is gonna be, maybe the About Us page is going to be if I'm looking for that. It's like, these are the items that, while they're important, they're not so important that we should prioritize them above the fold. So navigation-wise, I'm gonna really, for this website in particular, I'm gonna focus above the fold here. And I know we could scroll down and look at things here, but for right now, let's work above the fold on the homepage. Clarify this, clean up the imagery, clarify your free shipping threshold or an offer if you're doing one, and then really work on the navigation. Like, this is the prime area of the website people first see before you go anywhere else. Also, I see chat with us. I see chat with us here. I see 15% off, and the chat with us looks very small as a little note. All right, let's go ahead and raise the roof for one blissful shopping. All right.
Did you not get the 1 minute remaining for that? Did I miss that?
You know,
I'm not sure.
I played it, but this thing was...
it was glitching. Okay.
1 minute remaining.
All right.
Insert that 1 minute ago.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Awesome. Hey, thanks for submitting. We appreciate it.
Very cool.
All right. We have two more. And for time's sake, Dylan, we're going to go 6 minutes on the clock. Is that a possibility? He gave me the So that is a possibility. Because I wanted to have a little bit of time if we want to do some Q&A here at the end. Mario merchandise. And I have, I think, one of these products pulled up here. So I'm not going to scroll.
I believe this one's a product page.
All right, we're product page here. And go. Scale of 1 to 10. Drop it in. How are you feeling about this page? Is it clear what we're selling? How to take action? Do you trust it? You feel good about it?
Let's see here. And just with the last one as well, want to make mention again, plenty of fantastic feedback. Stephanie, Terry, Cassie, you guys provided some really good feedback on that last site. So if that was yours, go back and definitely
Cassie
look at
Ford
those.
in the house?
Cassie Ford in the
Cassie
house.
Ford in the house.
All right. Wow. Across the board, we have a 6. You guessed it, a 6.5.
Ooh,
a 6.
The decimals are coming in.
A 7. I would actually, maybe throw in just a 6.839. I don't know. It seems like
6 is the average.
It seems
it
like
sounds
everyone who attending this live stream just created their group chat and they're like, guys, let's all vote 6 for this next one. We also have a 7, so very cool.
So product pages, again, it's a little easy to know what's being sold because you have the name of it right above the fold. So I'm going to kind of grade this on like a branding. I'm going to jump ship here. So messaging, I'm going to kind of jump more to like the path to purchase and the branding. I'm going to jump to some of these elements here. So if I am looking at this page, which one is it? This one. Here we go. If I'm looking at this, first thing I notice is black. A lot of dark. White on black versus black on white. So like when you look at contrast within a website, there have been studies done on this. David Ogilvy, who's considered one of like the godfathers of advertising. Of course, I have his book on my bookshelf. And in his book, he's like the guy that pretty much helped build all the largest Fortune 100s on the planet. And David Ogilvy and them did studies and they tested copy. This was back in the day when like they would like do mailers. And they tested what's called recall rate, people's ability to remember an advertisement that they saw. And they tested copy that was dark background on the print with white text, and then also black text on white paper or white background. So they tested those to see what's the recall rate and the memorability and the response to it. And the response of black copy on light background was like 70% higher over the black or the white on black. Because if you look at this, like, and I want you to just like really honestly look at this, like, so it kind of hurts the eyes a little bit when you start to look at like white text on a really dark background. It starts to like the contrast is like it's a stark contrast, but it's the opposite of what you're used to. So your eyes immediately go to light, not the dark. So like it kind of like starts to confuse you a little bit, like when you're looking at this. So my recommendation as far as like background colors, themes, is to always go a light, even if you stagger your colors and you have light blues and you do some different elemental blocks that are different colors, that's okay. But go light with dark copy on top of it because it's a lot harder to read when it's like this. That's more of like a branding perspective. And that would fall in the lines of like readable fonts, readable colors coming in here. All right, now let's keep looking at this here. So that said, free shipping worldwide. My question is this free shipping on everything or is there a free shipping threshold? Like if I get to the very end of it, is there a free shipping threshold? Because if it's just free shipping worldwide, like, hey, great, then like no threshold, that's awesome. But what if they buy a $10 item? Is this still free? I'm not quite sure. So coming down in here, love, Machino, light blue. Okay, very clear what it is. 12 in stock. You're playing a little bit on the scarcity. Okay, awesome. 37% off. This is just me, branding perspective. It's signaling to me that like lower quality. It might signal that. But you have the free shipping and the payment installments. I do think that that's great. We have the add to cart. Let's have a look at these product photos here. So white background, as you can see, imagine these photos, but if you had a white background is the website. These would just stand out so much more. It would draw so much more attention versus the blocks that they're sitting on right here. It would draw more attention to the product versus this block and the way that it's kind of coming out here. If I look at the alignment, it's like left aligned. Most people are used to a right aligned where the add to cart and the name is on the right and the left being the product. So I would actually flip flop these. So you have the product on the left-hand side and you just have this on the right-hand side. Let me scroll down. Let's see what else we have going on here. It looks like this kind of hovers in here.
1 minute remaining.
Hovers in here. You did a good job toggling this. So we toggled this here, verified authentic. So about us. So you toggled it here, which is good, but it's all left aligned and it's very small. I'm gonna bring up just the readability of this product here. We have these, you may also like, okay, so I have, and then subscribe to our emails. I'm gonna lean into, we need some reviews. We need some reviews in here and we need to showcase them somewhere on here. Or we need to lean into a product that we could try to really force a ton of reviews to come through. I see the navigation here is left aligned. We're gonna want this to go all the way across the board. Track your order. I'm gathering this is drop shipped. If you have track your order, these are like, track your order is going to be like junk drawer stuff. I'm going to put that in the junk drawer, not to take up space. All products, collections. Okay, so it looks like we have a lot of stuff going on here. I'm gonna say overall, the biggest part in the branding is bring up the typographies, flip to a lighter colored background to just have more readability and then also, final thing here, you notice, like look at this, I'm scrolling, but this nav is just taking up so much space, this sticky nav. So I'm gonna workshop this to make it not take up that much space. All right, cool, everybody drop a bag emoji. Shout out to Mario Merchandise for submitting this, thank you very much. All right. Raise the roof.
Sometimes I just think you throw an emoji out there and hope it exists.
There's a shopping bag emoji. I've used it.
Yes, there is for sure.
I've used that.
But who knows? Sometimes we're going to use it and then no one's going to be able to find it. It's like the find the emoji game.
All right, cool. Final one. Spicecure.me. Spicy. Let's do it. 6 minutes on the count. Go. The one that started it all.
And this is Terry.
Is Terry here?
Yeah, Terry's here.
Heck yeah, Terry.
Been providing a lot of cool feedback on the other brands. And Terry, I believe, has been plugged in for our community for a handful of time here, so cool. And Carrie did find the shopping bag emoji and dropped that in there.
Oh, good.
Rock
good.
and roll.
The one that started it all, the blend behind every memorable meal. Our best-selling spice blend with robust and savory flavors for all ages. Shop now, view all spices.
Cool. We also have
two CTAs.
We also have Michael Leach in the house, dropping it with a solid 9, getting us started. Looks like also a 7, another 9, a 10. Cool. So far, scores coming in a little bit higher. Okay.
So I'm gonna give this I'm gonna focus on the messaging aspect of this as I kind of go through. Messaging is okay. I'd probably give this like a 7 or an 8. I mean, I like the or at least above the fold. You have the free shipping threshold. It looks like you also have an offer that's kind of cycling up here. I like that you show the food being made, clearly dropping spices. You have shop now and view all spices. That's great. What I don't like is the main headline here. So the one that started it all, the blend behind every memorable meal. I still don't know what that means. Our best-selling spice blend. Boom, there it is, right? Our best-selling spice blend. I'm gonna ask the question, what is it? Can we call attention to that? So the one that started it all, that's immediately the headline, so that's where the attention and the focus is gonna go. How do we clarify it even further? And I'm gonna scroll down here. Whoa, this is great. Pause. This is a great segmentation of collections right below the featured image area.
Yeah.
This looks wonderful. This is a choose your own journey. Cutting board, spice blends, gift sets, cookbooks. This is fantastic. And you stagger the colors here. You still have it shows the products within here as well. This is a wonderful job of choose your journey. As soon as they kind of scroll down, they get to choose what the journey is, if there's something in particular they're going for. So above the fold, I'm gonna do that. Shop now, view all spices. This is fantastic. About us, let me hear a shop here. Okay, cutting boards, cookbooks, recipes. I would ask this question. I would say, how many people go to the recipes section or the about us? And you can go look at your Google Analytics or Shopify Analytics, whatever that is. I want to see how many people do this. My hunch is that you may not have as many as you might think, potentially, or we could put these both in one, and we could focus on calling attention to the main things. So instead of shop, let's get right down to it, where it says spice blends, gift boxes, cutting boards, cookbooks. Okay, so we have 4. I probably wouldn't put gift cards there, just being honest. I might have those somewhere in the shop, unless like a lot of people buy gift cards. But if they don't, I might just have it in the shop, but not draw attention to it in the nav. Because if that's the case, then they don't have to scroll anywhere. They just say, oh, spice blends, gift boxes, cutting boards, cookbooks. And then if we could take about us and recipes and consolidate them into maybe one, or even move them, I know, we don't want to do it, but maybe move them to the footer, that if someone wants to learn about you, you could tell your story throughout this, right? You could tell your story throughout your pages, kind of like you're starting to do here already, like right here. And then if people want to go look, they'll go look. Recipes, if you're using these to send to your email list, for example, or for SEO, I'm going to say most cold traffic doesn't come in and click straight on recipes from what I've observed with like food and beverage brands, but like ultimately it's up to you. Kind of look at the math of it, like how many people are clicking on it. And if not that many, I'd throw them down. And then imagine you just come in and your headline says spice blends, gift boxes, cutting boards, cookbooks. That'd be pretty awesome. Like be really clear and right to the point. All right, let's come on down here. Jolly Good Jerky. Love it. This is a fantastic headline. Wonderful imagery here. Savory bites, unforgettable delight. That's wonderful. We even use a little bit of rhyming in here. Crafted from all natural organic ingredients or unique seasoning. So this is really good. This is really good. Order now. I might even say like add to cart. Oh, you guys have a good looking website. I'm not going to get into the product page because that product page looks really great though. Okay, our best sellers coming down in here. I like how it pops out when you hover over this. Just my perspective, it looks a little, the color looks muted. Like when you're on it, it looks like it has like a film over it almost. Like it's not very, it doesn't pop a whole lot. Like there's not a lot of saturation in the color. But great job on these call outs. So when you're showing the different spices in here, this is just kind of like the hair true. They also showed some of the product.
1 minute remaining.
Product on a white background. This is really good. Who we are. Our blog, this is good. You guys have a great looking website. This is awesome. One thing I want to know is how many reviews do you have? How many collective reviews do you have? Because that's going to provide a lot more confidence score or confidence level for people that are coming through. I love the blog here. Like this is fantastic. You have the bottom of the footer here. This is good. But just like I think Hair True Vitamin. No. Sweet Swinging did a good job of this. They had just aggregating all of their reviews. It was really at the bottom, but I would put this on the homepage. So something like this, where it says what customers are saying, boom. And then having this cycling on that homepage is gonna help increase that confidence score. Let me see if there's any final things I would add in here. Navigation. I mean, it was really a good homepage. Great job with that. Yeah, it's probably all I might have to just close out on that. Well, there you go. We're going to close out on that. Yeah, that's fantastic. And then if there was, do you have your social media in here? You have it at the bottom. Wonderful. All right. Good stuff, guys. This is great.
Awesome. You know it's a good spice page when it makes you hungry, even though it's just spices.
Yeah, well then also, so it says who we are. And I don't know if this is you or if this is a stock photo, but honestly, like, lean into you, like lean into the small, the small business that you are. Like your stuff looks so good here. Like even the packaging and the gifting and it looks really good. This all looks fantastic. I'm gonna lean into maybe like, okay, what if you have some photos of you and the family and your team like in here? It kind of humanizes a little better than if this is a stock photo or just being zoomed in where you don't see the actual faces of the people. That's just a little side note. All right. Cool. Well, awesome. Thank you everybody for hanging out here. I don't know if there's not a spice emoji. Ooh, drop a chili.
There you go.
There's a chili emoji. Drop a chili emoji.
Go find the chili.
Heck yeah. And then just so everyone knows, this website grading scale, if you comment grading scale below, is that the keyword? Grading scale?
Yes, grading scale.
If you drop grading scale, we get an alert and then in our group, and then Andrew will go and Andrew will just shoot this over to you. If you want this, so you can like just make a copy of it yourself and then just kind of check, hey, what's the status? Did I do this? You could kind of check it off and then you can see the impact and just take some time going through the notes to see what we mean by some of these different areas here. So feel free to check that out. But let's spend a couple minutes here. We have 7 minutes. If you have a question, drop it in the chat. Jake will kind of read them off. We'll do a short rapid fire, like Q&A, talking a little bit about website optimization here. Yeah.
Cool. What?
And then keep an eye on the podcast, by the way, on Monday. Good stuff coming.
We have a question from John, and this is John's first live stream too, so we'll tackle this first. But he asked if we have any recommendation of like a master list of our favorite Shopify apps or plugins.
We do, but it's in Max Profits Mentorship. And I'd have to go individually grab every one of those links. We don't have a document that has them. We recommend certain tools in our mentorship program, but we don't have like a Google Doc that has them all. They're all like in the web page of our headquarter app. So I guess the short answer is no, but if anyone here is an NPMer, we do have a list of recommended tools for things from email to pop-ups to stuff like that. Bundling, AOV boosting, upsells, etc.
Looks like question from Blakely Nicole Design. She says, I'm stuck with pattern through Etsy with my own domain right now. Is that much better to go with Shopify? So looks like they're having challenges with Etsy. Is it better to go with Shopify or focus on Shopify?
So things like Etsy and Faire and Market and Amazon are all what we would call marketplace selling. It's where there's a marketplace, you list it, and you get this traffic organically. If they create cash flow and they're profitable and you're getting customers and that creates stability in your business, definitely keep that going. Like, let it ride. What we like about something like Shopify or WooCommerce or BigCommerce is that you start to own the customer relationship and you start to really build a brand. On Etsy, most purchases are one and done. Very rarely are they repeat business. But when you build a website on Shopify, like all of these stores have, or WooCommerce or whatever it is, then you have this ability to own the customer relationship, to email them, to communicate with them whatever you want, and it builds a higher lifetime value, greater profitability over time versus the horror stories I hear from marketplaces, just Amazon, boom, shut down these stores, or Etsy decided to hold on to the funds and not distribute it for 180 days because of XYZ. So I'm a huge fan of owning the data, taking the steps. It is harder. You have to drive your own traffic. You have to figure out marketing. You have to figure out fulfillment and all of that stuff. Whereas Etsy and all that is sometimes a little easier to get started, but it doesn't mean it's bad if it's profitable and creating stability and cash flow in the business in the meantime.
Sure. Yeah, that's good. Chelsea asks, regarding reviews, if you don't have any, we would still recommend having a review section on the page, and I'll add, of course, if you're a new store who doesn't have reviews, do we have recommendations on how to go about obtaining them?
So with reviews, if you have to manually email customers personally from you, do it. Reviews are like pay big dividends. Like when people leave reviews for us, like we're like, hey, we were just talking about this. So like my wife and I, we own with two of our friends. So we own 3 vacation properties that we rent out. And if someone comes back and leaves us a review from the platform Vrbo or Airbnb that they rented on, we will give them a $25 Amazon gift card just for leaving a review, regardless of what the review is. And what we've learned is by incentivizing for reviews, it gets more people to do it. But I say all this because not that you need to incentivize. What I'm saying is like, that's how important reviews are. If you look at things like Shopify or Airbnb, the more reviews you have, the higher the rankings you get. If you look at your own store, the more reviews you have, the higher the confidence score, the higher the conversion, the lower the cost to acquire the customer with advertising, and the more money you make. So I think reviews are a high priority. If you had like 10 people that bought from you, as soon as they arrive, check in, follow their hey, what do you think? I'd love your feedback. Would you mind leaving us a review? It means the world to us. And when you do those personal touches, if that's what it takes to get your first 100 reviews or 50 reviews, do it. It'll pay massive dividends over time. And then ultimately, you want a system in place that automatically emails them at the right time to get the review.
Absolutely. Let's see here. Scott asks, Klaviyo versus MailChimp with
Klaviyo.
Shopify.
Klaviyo.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Klaviyo, no contest to anything. We have clients that are like OmniSend, MailChimp, Aweber, ActiveCampaign, ConvertKit, you name it. There are a lot more, but like so many email tools out there. Klaviyo is built for e-commerce and built to scale and has the functionality and the integrations with everything that you need to build a really big business. The only downside is it's a little bit more expensive. Only downside. So you got to kind of choose your battles there, but like switching over later can also be very expensive in the switch. Because there are a lot of things that can go wrong. But anyway.
Cool. Let's see. We just have one more question here from Terry. She says, can people who didn't purchase the product from the website leave reviews, such as if you have your product out at farmers markets, would that still be appropriate?
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Heck yeah. Point those people to doing it. I'm going to tell you, here's what I would do. If I launched a brand new product and I had 0 reviews, like I launched this white mug today, here's what I'm going to do. If you're like really serious about your business, depending on the price point of your product, right? If you have like a $200 product, you probably couldn't do this. But if I had a product like this, I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to take 20 of these and I'm going to give them to tons of people that I know that would use it in exchange for a review. And you might have 75% of them leave you a review. And so now I have 15 reviews in no time. And those reviews will help me get way more reviews and way more customers because that's how important it is. And by the way, you'll get feedback. Are they good mugs? Are they bad mugs? What do people like about it? What do they not? Do they stain? Are they too heavy? Are they too big? Are they too small? So that kind of feedback will help you build better products and get you a lot of reviews. If I was starting over, I would give stuff away, and actually we do this. When we've launched new courses, we will give it to a certain amount of people, and then in exchange for a review. That's you get it for free for a review. And then it helps us refine our product experience and get reviews in the process.
Rock and roll. Well, hey, we are at time here, and it looks like we are all good on questions. So we appreciate every single one of you guys for being here.
Heck yeah. Well, hey, you're all the best. We'll see you around the group. And again, if you don't listen to the E-Commerce Ally podcast, go give it a listen. It's definitely worth it. Appreciate y'all. See you later.
See ya.
Bye.